Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.
Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared and I'm back. Hey guys, man, super excited to do another show, another Warriors Quest show. All right, y'all know what time it is. All right, I'm Jared A. Brown. I'm the host of the Warriors Quest show. All right, and every week, I spotlight a chronic disease warrior. All right, who's going through a journey, someone who's most likely looking for a living donor. All right, and this week we're doing it again. All right, we're bringing the spotlight on a very, very, very positive kidney warrior. All right, Lou Ortiz is in the house. All right, we're gonna bring him on, but before I do that, I've got my co-host. All right, and the funny thing is they're both in Iowa right now. So from Iowa, some parts of Iowa unknown. All right, we're gonna bring on Shane Blanchard as my co-host. All right, from Midwest Kidney Warriors. All right, representing. All right, y'all. Give it up and give him a warm welcome. All right, co-host. Boom, boom, boom. That's right.
What's going on, man?
What is snapping?
Not too much. Just doing my thing.
Nice. All right, man. So thanks for coming, and co-hosting with me. We at least I know, and I've met Lou Ortiz just virtually or online. originally from TikTok, of course, and we've become Facebook friends. But the really cool thing about Lou, all right, is that he's so positive. Tell me a little bit about what you like about Lou and what really drew him to you, or vice versa.
Well, his attitude. I mean, that's what it's all about, is a positive mental attitude. I mean, that's kind of been my life mantra, and it seems like that's his life mantra too.
Yeah.
Is he's all about living life with positive attitude. And if it's always the one thing we can control in our life, and that's attitude. You can't control anything else,
Right.
but you can always control your attitude and how you go about things. And that's one thing I love about him, and seeing him on social media and he's got such a great vibe and a good positive attitude, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, he does, and a smile that's just contagious. I mean, when I used to when I was a kid, and I used to watch the Los Angeles Lakers play basketball. Magic Johnson had like this unbelievable smile, and that's what Lou has. He has just this great smile. So man, I'm excited to bring him on, and have him kind of tell his story, and I'm excited to get his story out there to the masses. And I want to say thank you for Steve Belcher for sharing. Jonathan Traylor, thanks for sharing. Man, it really means a lot when you guys share this. And anybody from the Green Heart Squad who may be watching, I want to thank you for watching as well. Anybody from the Green Heart Squad. So speaking of the Green Heart Squad, so it's kind of a term I had to learn, Shane, because when I started trying to build my TikTok profile, I started seeing a lot of the kidney disease community in TikTok kind of getting connected with what's called the Green Heart Squad.
Yeah.
What was the first time you heard about the Green Heart Squad?
I was watching a live broadcast of someone, and they were talking about the Green Heart Squad, and it's a hashtag that a lot of us kidney warriors on there use. And so, when we're going through certain things, like when I'm doing my peritoneal dialysis training, I might do a TikTok while I'm doing it, and hashtag Green Heart Squad, and everybody's on there supporting each other. We're just on there. It's just a community of people that are cheering each other on. And, I know Lou's a big part of that community, and does a lot of great things for people through that. So a lot of motivation in there, a lot of motivation in there.
A lot of, just a lot of feeling of, being united. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep.
Well, cool. Let's bring him on. All right. Originally from Queens, New York, but for the past some odd years, for a better part of the last 2 decades, he's been living in Florida. He's in and around, I guess, the West Palm Beach area right now in Florida. That's where he's been residing. He's got a beautiful wife, and he's got two sons. He calls them Stallions. So we'll talk to him about his Stallions, and maybe talk to him a little bit about the JETS as well, right?
Ooh, Jets. I'm a Bengals fan.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna run the VIP intro. Here we go. All right, VIP. Everybody, give him a warm welcome. All right, VIP. Lou Ortiz.
What's happening, guys? What's happening?
Good to have you on the Warriors Quest show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. You want me to be positive, and you want me to talk about the Jets? What's wrong with you?
Hey,
what is wrong with you?
I know, my bad. Hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly play some musical chairs. I'm going to put you in the middle, so bear with me just a moment. Most of the time it doesn't hurt. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't hear. Okay, hold on. I don't think it hurts. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. That didn't hurt, right? That was painless.
I'm good. I'm good. It was
not a problem.
Just a little
I was
shuffling.
I was digging that music on the intro. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Shane,
So,
how are you,
Lou.
man?
I'm doing wonderful. How you doing?
Good to hear. I'm doing good. If I
Good.
was doing any better, I'd be twins.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about you know, where it all started, how you met your wife. Tell me a little bit about your background, and let's kind of get going that way. And tell me a little bit
Well,
about you know, how you went from Queens, New York to Florida. That'll be interesting to hear.
well, my story started in Brooklyn, New York, and my father decided that Brooklyn wasn't a place to raise his kids, so he took us out to Queens, which was a borough away, and that didn't work out for him either. But I spent most of my teenage years and most of my adult life until I was 39 in New York. When I was 30-ish, I was singing karaoke in a bar, and
Nice.
a young lady walked in. I
Uh-huh.
saw her, and I told all my friends I'm going to marry that girl, and that was my wife Bridget. Um, 10 minutes after we met, we were stuffing Jello shots down each other's throats, and I'm like, this girl's for me, you know.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and we ended up getting married. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship with someone, and her the same. And we
Mm-hmm.
decided what we liked in each other and what we didn't like in the people we were with. So we ended up making a life together.
Very cool.
And that's my
Man.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Okay. All right, we can stick to that. I like that. Man,
Yep.
so you're very talented then. If you can sing and play instruments, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm a legend in my own mind.
All right. So I suppose,
Uh,
being a Jets fan is because of, where your roots, so to speak, having lived in New York for so long.
it's funny because when I was a young lad, I saved up, I don't know, 200 M&M wrappers. I was picking them up off the floor.
Uh-huh.
And if you took them to Shea Stadium, you were able to watch Joe Namath work out, with the team. And I did that. And I caught a pass from him. He's always been my
Did you
football
really?
hero. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like 11.
Broadway
And
Joe.
I caught a pass from him. And he's always been my football guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Positive. I guarantee a win running out.
Yeah.
But when I moved to Florida, I had to start rooting for college, and I knew nothing about college football. But so I said, okay, let me go to my roots, and now I'm an Alabama fan.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay.
I got that going for me.
Nice. Okay. I like that. Man, Alabama's been
You know,
putting out some players in the NFL. They've a lot of wide
yeah,
receivers, quarterbacks. That's pretty incredible what they've done recently.
yeah. So when part of the reason that we'll get into my story in a minute, but part of the reason I have the attitude I have is when my youngest stallion, Matthew, was 1 year old, on his birthday, we found out that my wife had stage 4 breast cancer. We found out
Wow.
on that day.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and she says, I got to stay alive for these kids.
Right.
And I'm
Wow.
like, okay, well, we're going to do whatever it takes. And she got through it for my sons. And, you know,
Wow.
she's my rock. She is like a strong, beautiful woman that just doesn't take any crap.
Wow.
And nothing
Mm-hmm.
was going to stop her from raising her sons. Nothing. So fast forward
Incredible.
during her sickness, this was in 2000. During her sickness, the stress, I guess, finally got to me, and I got diagnosed with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was probably a diabetic undiagnosed until it got really bad. one day I just couldn't drink enough and I couldn't stop peeing.
Wow.
And long story short, I got diagnosed, and then hypertension and everything else kind of led to where I'm at now. So in December of 19, Bridget and I are avid cruisers, well, we were.
Okay.
And in December of 19, we went on a cruise. We went on 2 cruises in 2 weeks. So the first cruise, I was on the beach, and I'm like, man, I really don't feel well. My legs were huge, and they had to take me up the
Just
beach
swollen,
in a wheelchair. Yeah, and my hands hadn't blown up yet. So I got home. Then we went on the next cruise, and that's when the crap hit the fan. We were in Belize, and I was sitting at a bar. I couldn't walk around, man. I just couldn't do anything. So I was sitting at a bar. I had a beer, and I'm like, man, this doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
So we went back to the ship, and I started seeing starburst. Right?
Wow.
I mean, really bad.
Uh-huh.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to sit up here for a minute. Why don't you go start getting ready for dinner? She looked at me, and she knew in her. She goes, he's not coming back down to the room. So 1 minute I'm seeing starburst, the next minute I'm looking up at people.
Wow.
I'm on a lounge just looking up at people.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, are you
You're
all
like
right?
passing
Are you okay?
out.
I passed out completely.
Yeah.
I went down like a house of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, I just need something sweet. Like they poured me an orange juice. I felt good enough to go back down to the room, back to the cabin. Anyway, so it's funny how you have angels in the least amount of places that you'll ever imagine. And here's why I say that. Across the street from us, our neighbors are. He's a nurse.
Okay.
His mom and dad live in my development. She's a nurse and he's in healthcare as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on a salsa cruise, and I went down, and the mother and the father were on the cruise with us, but not necessarily with us, but on the same ship.
Okay, on the same
So
ship, right.
yeah, so she heard that I wasn't feeling well, and she ran on every level of the ship, screaming my name. My wife said, he's in here, he's in here.
Uh-huh.
So she got me a little bit stabilized, but I had to go down to the ship's doctor, and naturally they took blood and everything, and
Uh-huh.
the guy looked at my wife and said, your husband is in kidney failure, complete kidney failure.
Wow. On a cruise
And
ship.
he looked at her and said, be prepared to lose your husband tonight. Be
No
prepared for him to die.
way.
Right.
No.
So my wife, yeah, that didn't go over well with my wife for some reason. I don't know why, but it didn't go over well.
Uh-huh.
So the next day, I was taken off the ship in Cozumel, Mexico, and taken to a hospital. Has anybody ever been in a hospital in Mexico?
No, I haven't.
Never.
Drop a comment, anybody, if you have.
First thing they do, they take your passport.
Really?
They take your passport, and they started to try to stabilize me. And the doctor there goes, your kidneys are shot. I said, is that a medical term? I mean, and I was hallucinating at that point already.
Okay.
It was horrible. My wife goes, I don't understand where this thing goes out of your mouth sometimes.
It just comes out, yeah.
It just, I don't know, it's a gift.
Yeah.
And a curse.
Right.
So they gave me my own medication that I brought with me on the cruise. They gave me my own medication.
What kind of medication was it?
Just blood pressure meds.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
$7,000 later, I was able to go home.
$7,000 later?
$7,000. and
Wow.
maxed out
Wow.
credit cards and everything. So I went down 2 days before my birthday. I was able to get out of Mexico the day before my birthday. I spent my birthday home, and then I spent the next month in the hospital.
Wow.
Guys, my hands were like this. They were blown up like this. I mean,
Just
my body was storing fluid anywhere it could, under my
yeah,
eyelids, under my, like, the bags under my eyes were like Samsonite.
like
I
literal
mean,
bags. Yeah.
oh my
So how,
God, it was
Wow.
horrible.
how much fluid
So
did
I
they end up taking off?
probably somewhere around 7 to 10 milliliters,
7 to 10 milliliters.
yeah, I was having a hard time breathing. I couldn't speak.
Wow.
It was horrible.
Mm.
And so they say, okay, you have a choice. You can either do hemodialysis or you can do peritoneal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, what's the difference? Peritoneal you can do from home. Okay, great. I'll go that route. But you can get an infection. I'll take my chances with the peritoneal. And I went and I started that. Um, I came out of the hospital with the tube after I got out just before Christmas. So it was a little less. It was like 3 weeks straight in the
Okay.
hospital
Uh-huh.
before they finally got me to a point that I can leave. You know, um, started peritoneal dialysis, and then again, right? I developed a hernia. So you can, so I got a hernia, and doctor says I'm going to fix the hernia, man, but you can't do peritoneal.
Oh
You
my
can't have all that. You
gosh.
can't. You can't have all that going on down there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so what are we gonna do? He goes, well, I'm gonna put a catheter in your chest.
Mm-hmm.
So I left the hospital with the catheter in my chest, my fistula done, right,
Uh-huh.
and the peritoneal tube. So I had two tubes in my body sticking out, right?
Wow. Wow.
So I'm like, wow,
That is
this is cool.
crazy. Yeah.
This is not really cool, but it's cool. So I started doing hemo, and I realized that the hemo thing was a little better for me than peritoneal because they started me at 6 hours, then it
Okay.
went to 8 hours, then it went
Uh-huh.
to 11 and a half hours, every
Oh,
night. And I'm like,
yeah.
this is hurting my feelings because if I want to take my wife out to dinner, at 8 o'clock, I'm like, hey,
You gotta go.
we gotta start heading back.
Uh-huh.
The later I get on, the longer I stay on.
Yeah.
So, so let me fast forward till this was in January of 20, November of 20, COVID. I got COVID. So it knocked me into
Wow.
AFib, and I was
It
hospitalized for
did?
that. Yeah. Yes.
Wow,
And
how scary is that?
what's even more scary is to find out how much your wife really loves you because I lost control of body fluids, everything. She really loved
Wow.
me, you know. And so I went through COVID, got through that. Um, Fast forward
What
again.
a
Now
wow.
I
I'm
just
just
just call me lucky. Just call me lucky.
wow.
So now we fast forward. I still had the chest catheter, but I got the peritoneal tube taken out.
Okay,
So I still have the
okay.
chest catheter.
Uh-huh.
So we renew our vows in July. Everything was great. I had a bunch of people come in from all over the states,
Uh-huh.
and so we had our celebration the day before my wife's birthday. My wife's birthday, I'm going to take her out to um, dinner or to brunch. And I'm coming down the stairs of my house. I'm like, man, what do you got the AC on, man? I'm freezing. She goes, the AC's not even on. So I'm freezing, man. I'm really cold. And I couldn't get warm. I couldn't stop shivering.
Was
I
your
stepped
fevered?
outside. I had a fever. The catheter got infected. And I had
Oh
a blood
no.
and I had a blood a blood disease, a blood infection.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to the hospital, I was at 104.5 fever,
Wow.
hallucinating,
Wow.
hallucinating,
Wow.
and I'm going to my wife. Hey, I go, honey, what do you think the odds are in this room that there's a scarecrow standing right there? What do you
That is-
What do you think? You thinking
and
maybe,
there really
maybe
wasn't
not?
one.
No, it was the intravenous hole,
Oh, gotcha. It was holding the.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
Uh
you don't think that, right?
huh.
Okay. Anyway, so I was in a hospital for 4 days, 5 days, but that's when they first accessed the fistula, and that night they took the chest tube out.
Okay.
So finally, I got everything done. Finally, the blood, everything's good. Then I get a phone call from Tampa General, and the clouds cleared up and everything, and I went to Tampa General, and I just thought it was going to be a just like an
Routine.
orientation,
Okay.
and 22 vials of life juice later, I'm on my way. So I'm blessed in so many ways, right? Because maybe blessed more than I deserve to be sometimes.
Wow.
So
That is
we
just
told my sister what
incredible.
happened. My sister goes, well, I guess I'm gonna have to give him a kidney. And I was like, oh man, really? That's a big ask, man. That's a
Right.
big,
Right.
huge ask. And she's like, well, if I'm not a match, I'm gonna go into the pair program or the
Mm-hmm.
match program.
Okay.
And I live right near the Cleveland Clinic in Florida, but they don't do match. And Jackson does it, but I've heard too many great things about Tampa. I'm 4 hours away,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, it was a choice that I didn't even have to think about. I've got like 7 people that I've spoken to that got transplanted in Tampa.
I've heard really
And
good things about Tampa General. I have.
yeah, so I'm excited to be part in that program, and hopefully to be listed here shortly. My sister has already started her process of um, starting to see if she is a match.
That's
But
awesome.
it's easy. I got to say this to you guys. It's easy for me to be positive because the alternative, is not so positive, right? So,
Right.
you can only go up from where you're at. And, it's guys like Shane and, Dawn and Jimmy Bates and, my kidney team. They're all, I look at these guys and I'm like, man, it doesn't suck as much as it could. And, I give a lot of props to TikTok for getting me out of my own way.
Uh-huh.
Because I cook, right? I went out there just to be a cook.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
all of a sudden I started seeing the kidney
So
community. And
gotcha.
I'm
So
like,
originally you were on TikTok because of cooking. Okay.
right. And then I saw how beautiful the kidney community was, and guys like Jay and Sam
Yeah.
and Crooksy and all these other guys. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is more than what meets the eye, And
Mm-hmm.
I just I jumped on because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like finally somebody who understands instead of,
Right.
and Shane, you can attest to this, right? Somebody who doesn't know what you're going through asks the most silly questions. They ask questions like, "Are you terminal?" Well, we all are, aren't we? To some extent,
Right. We're
Yeah.
all gonna die.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And then it's the one thing that gets to the other side of me, but I just laugh it off is, "Hey, you get that kidney yet?" No. And when I do, you'll be the first one to know.
I get that one all the time at work. People always
you
like,
get
"Hey,
that
did you get that
kidney
kidney?" I'm standing here, aren't I? I mean, I'd probably be in the hospital if I got a kidney. But yeah, that one, and I'd give you mine, but you don't want it. That's another one that
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
yeah,
my
no,
gosh.
you're right. You're right. I don't want
I
it.
give you mine, but
I
you probably don't want it. And huh?
What does that even mean? Like, are they getting it confused?
I
With,
does that
don't
mean?
realize.
Yeah,
It's rude. I think it's rude, but they don't. But other people, I mean, to me, I mean, you're kind of an ass for asking something.
right.
Saying
I mean,
that,
are they getting it confused with the liver? You know, thinking that if they drink too much, that it can
yeah,
damage the liver.
that's what a lot of people have said. You know,
Yeah.
but whatever.
And I just
So-
look and I'm like, you know,
right.
like, when you annoy somebody at Disney, right, that works there,
Yeah.
they'll tell you, have a Disney day,
Right.
which means, there's the bridge, go jump off, like,
Right.
Yeah. So Lou, Steve Belcher had a question here. Is he was asking if they had tried to give you, is that pronounced Lasix or LASIK?
LASIK.
oh, LASIK.
Okay.
Yeah, I took that, but it was, so here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
In hindsight, if a doctor tells you, hey, you need to drink some more water, run to a nephrologist. Just run.
Okay. Just
Because
run.
you're not going to take your car to the brake guy to get your transmission fixed, right?
Right. Not a good fit.
Right. So instead of telling me, hey, you need to go see a nephrologist, they're telling me drink more water. So I'm like, okay, I'll drink more water.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's okay, I'd rather not talk about my meds, the meds I take.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I see the questions and
Yeah.
um, only because it's a little personal to me.
No, that's fine.
But the idea of having to drink more water, and like who's consciously, well, I am now, and I'm conscious about not drinking too much water.
Right. Keep your
Right?
fluids down. Yeah.
Right. So now when the kidney comes, I have to turn that around and drink as much as I can.
It'll be the opposite.
It'll be the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And in a past life, I used to like this brown water that tastes just like scotch. It tasted just like scotch.
It used to taste like what?
Scotch.
Oh, scotch. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
that fluid, no more.
I hope it's okay though. I put your TikTok as a lower third down below so that if people want to watch your TikTok videos, they can find you. So I cook.
Oh, thank you so much.
_007. I like that. So
yes.
So it
I'm
makes
a James
sense. The
Bond
cook
fan.
part. You went there for cooking, so it makes sense. Yeah, and you're a James Bond fan. Okay.
So
huge.
I wanted to ask about his sister because you'd said that she was getting. So have you guys gotten matched up yet, or can you talk about any of that? Have you guys got matched up?
Yeah, I
for her to
can.
donate, or?
She's begun her process. So she's up in New York, and they're going to get us both down to Tampa for the 2 days of, constant appointments and testing and tissue and everything that goes with being, trying to get listed for transplant. So she's excited about getting done, and I asked her, is this something that you're okay with? She goes, well, it's something that we can do together. And I'm like, okay. And to answer the question, when I first got diagnosed, I was 370 pounds. I'm 242 pounds now. So yes, I did lose a lot of weight because I wanted to get under the BMI to be able to be considered for transplant. So that was.
So how difficult was that, or was it a big adjustment? Did you change the way you cooked, or how did you do that more effectively?
Yes, I changed lifestyle a little bit. COVID helped out a little bit with about 20 pounds of that.
Right.
Basically, I'm protein.
Okay.
And what I cook on TikTok is not what I eat. That's what my kids and my wife have. I'm just pretty much like a salad protein guy, Excuse me. And that's where when the weight started coming off, it started
Mm-hmm.
rolling off. I mean, I have the whole loose skin thing going on and all that, but
Wow.
you know, from a 58 waist to now I'm a 38 waist,
Okay. Yeah, that's a big
or
change.
38 40, depending on how the crow flies that day. If it's a dialysis day, I'm a little under 38, right?
And then you're eating
But
crow.
yeah, exactly. But then and then on the weekends I come in a little heavier.
All
It's
right.
hard it's hard to adjust fluids when you're so used to drinking them. And but it's going to be almost 2 years here that I'm on dialysis, and it's science and technology, right? That's what's keeping me alive right now. And
So
I was
how
talking
long have you been on? When did you start dialysis, Lou?
January 1st, 20.
Okay.
So it's going to be,
Creeping up on that.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's creeping up on 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I had breakfast today with Jimmy and Dawn.
It's
They were
so
talking about,
cool.
uh, as
I'm
soon
so
as I found
envious.
out,
Great people.
I have clients here in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I own a dental technology company. I supply root canal specialists with the technology to keep their businesses running. So I
Uh-huh.
came here to visit one of my clients, and I'm like, Iowa, I'm doing it.
All
So
right.
I got in touch with them, and we had a beautiful breakfast today, and we just talked about life and what it was like and what it is like. And they're talking to me about home hemo, which I'm seriously considering.
Okay.
Um, I was in a center today that kind of pushing me over the edge a little bit. I won't say the name of the center because I was
Yeah.
visiting,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't exactly what I was used to. And my eyes got opened up a little more.
Different
Obviously
care.
when you're here,
Mm-hmm.
completely different care, completely
Right.
different care. And I don't know. It's a
That's too bad.
job for the people that are there, but
Right.
it's not a job for me.
No,
My
but
job is to
it's your
do what
life.
I can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll I'm gonna visit that, and Dawn had some really really great points today. And I don't know if you guys have I said it, but those two guys are my inspiration.
Oh, they're inspiring. They really are. I've interviewed them on the Warriors Quest show as well, and then I've seen them get interviewed. What was it, 2 days ago, on
Yeah. Well,
Hope with
last night.
Jonathan? Yeah,
Yeah,
last
last
night. It
night.
was last night, right? Yeah, last night on
Yeah.
Hope with Jonathan,
And
and
their
just great
story
people.
is a true love story, man. It
It
is.
is.
If you're a sucker for a love story, that's the one.
They're
That's the
good
one.
people. Yeah, they're good
Oh,
people.
they're awesome people. You kidding
Yeah,
me?
I know.
So
So Shell Allen, she's been on my show as well, Lou. It's a really good story too. Is Shell Allen here? Is that she was on the Warriors Quest show? I interviewed her, and she just recently got a kidney transplant,
this
and
is
so
what I hear.
so she's going through what that we're talking about. Is she went from having a fluid restriction to now, being kind of encouraged to drink more. So that's the adjustment that she's
Right.
talking about, of course.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah, that's right. Shell
crazy.
Allen, it sounds like she watched it last night too. Yeah, Don and Jimmy were on Hope with Jonathan, and
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, Jonathan is a great guy. Had me on. Um, it, just the support that I get is sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes because you're like, wow. I mean, how did I get to this point where I have all of this support, and
uh-huh.
I really really am appreciative of it. Like it's almost like it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? To me,
yeah,
because to me, I try to look at the best of every situation.
good for
And
you.
if this didn't happen to me, right? I would have never went to TikTok. I would have never met everybody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I would have never
It
met
just wouldn't have
the people
happened.
that I met. It
Yeah.
just wouldn't have happened because, come on, man, we are a very small community, and I'm
Mm.
protective of our community now because I can't tell you how many people DM me, hey, we took these pills and our kidneys came back. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Don't DM me anymore. So,
Right.
because
It's
I'm not
eye-opening,
trying.
isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not trying to advocate snake oil salesman. I'm not. And the elixir of life and all of this kind
Right.
of stuff. This is
Lotions and potions. Yeah.
and lotions, potions, and stand-ins.
Yeah.
None of this stuff. And I say this is not what I'm here for. And between the guys that have the cannabis and the guys that have this and that and everything else, it's like we are a community that is looking for help, not for you to help us take our money out of our pockets, you know. And if that's and I do it in a nice way. I'm just like, hey,
Right.
this is not what I'm here for. It wouldn't hurt
Mm-hmm.
my feeling. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if you never contact me again. You know, and that's the whole thing. My wife says, excuse me, I'm a little dry because I had my dialysis today, but my wife will tell me, you know how many people contact me, because
Oh,
of,
they contact her as well.
yeah, man, they inundate her,
Wow.
so especially because we were doing candles for the American Kidney Fund, right? And people say like, hey, you want to infuse this in your candle. If you put this in your kidney candle, it'll make the
Oh,
people feel better.
wow.
And I'm like, wow, no, you know. So we kind of laugh about it and we just move about our day,
Yeah.
you know.
Shane, can
We
you
just move.
relate? Do people contact you that way too about the
Oh yeah,
Midwest, Midwest Kidney
yeah,
Warriors or other
yeah,
things?
yeah. It constantly happens, and not only that, but people that want to sell me a kidney or something too. I get
Yeah.
that quite a bit too. But on my Facebook page, the Midwest Kidney Warrior page, yeah, that happens all the time with some medication or something like that they've got, and yeah, I've had that happen quite a few times. But I
Wow.
get more of people trying to sell me, their body part or
Wow.
something like that, and I'm just like,
What?
and then people that I advocate for, that happens on there, and I
Yeah.
try to delete those messages before
Right.
people even see them, because I just think it's downright rude. But then I try to think on the other side,
yeah.
these are people from other countries that are struggling and they're willing to sell a body part to
That
get help for themselves.
right.
I look at it both ways. I try
I
to,
hope that's the case because
but
then I can
that's
have a
the hard
little
of me.
empathy. Right.
Right,
That
that's
way
the
I can
hard
have a
side of
little
me
empathy.
saying hopefully that's the problem.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just look at it as absolutely rude when it comes right down to it.
It
Because
is.
people, at the end of the day, a lot of people in kidney failure, they're struggling financially.
Right.
Dialysis isn't cheap.
No.
The medications aren't cheap, and
The
and some
emotional
people,
duress,
right?
just so
Some
many
people can't
things
work.
come into play. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm lucky enough where I'm in a position where I can keep working, and Lou's got his own business, so he can keep doing some things to earn a living. But I'm telling you, 90% of the people in kidney failure
They don't work.
don't
They
have the
can't work.
energy to work,
Right.
don't have the means to
You're
work.
right.
They're
You're
just
absolutely
trying to
right.
stay alive long enough to get a kidney, and then people are out there, trying to ask them for 10 or 20 bucks here and there, and they don't have it. It's just
Right.
Right.
no, man. I mean, that's why I do free t-shirts for everybody, just to help spread the word, and like you do your videos on here to help people. I mean, we're all in this to do things for people.
It's
So
volunteer work.
Sure,
Right.
man.
exactly.
Mhm.
Agreed. It's just like you look at these people that are in dire straits.
Mhm.
You know, for me, the American Kidney Fund. If it wasn't for the American Kidney Fund, I'd be up the dirty creek with the dirty end of the paddle in my hand. And they came through, and everything that I do when from what I get there and I give it back. I'll never be able to pay them back what they do for me. Never. I don't. I just can't. You know, one thing that I say is that kidney disease didn't discriminate,
No, it
but
doesn't. You're right.
people aren't as empathetic as you would think they would be, especially in business right now. I mean, we're coming out of COVID. You know, I was in the hospital and I couldn't answer the phone, and I lost clients because I couldn't answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the answer that I got when I called back was, well, you know, we needed somebody right that second, and you weren't there. So we got somebody else. I'm like, okay. Yeah, like what do you say? Like, oh my
What do you
God,
say?
you know,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah. I'm a big believer in doors closing and opening. Like they just, you know, I'm a big believer in that, and you know, I know that somewhere along the way I'm going to be okay. Knowing that, I don't know how I'm going to be okay, but I just know that I'm going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it. And you know, situations present themselves where, yeah, you know what, you're right. I am going to be okay. I don't know why I worried. You know, so
So Lou, would you say that when you say those positive things that that your brain, when you say it out loud, do you think that helps in regards to soaking that information in, and that it helps in regards to keeping a calmer sort of demeanor or condition?
because you know, every situation that presents itself isn't right, right? Like I say, you know, I had somebody ask me, you know, I bet you can't wait to get back to a normal life, and I'm like, there's no such thing as a
There
normal life.
isn't.
There's
Yeah.
just life. There's just life,
Yeah, who's to
you know,
say
and
someone's life
yeah,
is
what's
normal, mine's
normal,
not? Yeah.
right? You know, like people ask me, well, what was your situation, and you know, what can I look out for? I'm like, you can't go by my symptoms. We're all, although we have the same disease, we're all different. It hits us in different ways, you know, and to me, it's way different than it's going to be for you. But all I can tell you is that we're going to get through it, right? If you're running through hell, keep on running because you're going to come out on the other side at some point. Just keep on running. Run as fast as you can.
It's hard as hell.
You're gonna get to
Yeah.
the other side of it. You know, you're gonna get to the other side of it. Tell Dawn I love her. I absolutely love
Such great
her.
people.
Oh my God, what a day today. That was awesome.
That is, I'm ecstatic that you guys were able to meet up like that. That's so cool.
Me too. Me too. I'm telling you. It's just again, meeting people that understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
I
I've
just
said that many times, Lou. There's something there's something that fortifies us, strengthens us, so to speak, when we don't feel like we're alone. You know, Shane knows what I'm talking about. Many times, when people come on here that are feeling a little isolated, when they come on here and they have people chime in, whether it's Shell Allen, who's a great supporter, or Philip Harris Jones Jr., or somebody else, they talk about what they've been going through, then it makes you feel like you're not the only one, and someone legitimately, like someone who's going through the same thing, like Shane is currently on dialysis, and then these other people like Shell Allen just got a kidney transplant. So they comment and they know and can relate in many cases. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's similar because everybody, even if everybody can, because of different personalities and different mindsets, we all perceive things differently, but we don't feel alone. And how powerful is that when you don't feel alone?
it's incredible. It's incredible because how can I say it? Um, I never felt alone. I never felt alone. Um, and even more so now that I'm in I'm in the community. So I have a very, very, very strong support base, being extremely strong. But with the community now, hold on a second, guys.
Okay. So Shane, how far? I know that I think when I had Jimmy and Dawn on before, we probably discussed this, but how far away are they from you?
They're about 3 hours from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 hours. I was gonna go meet up with them today too, and I couldn't make it because I had to work today at the store. But I hate that I missed out. But at least I'll be able to meet Jimmy and Don next month. But hopefully, I get a hook up with Lou next time he comes to Iowa.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
happened
awesome.
today I couldn't get the day off. So
Yeah.
Oh, I really wish you would have made it, Shane. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been
man.
awesome.
Just-
So
you're the guy.
So my twin.
I got to tell you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll let you. I'm sorry to kind of say things at the same time. So my twin brother, my identical twin brother, Jeffrey A. Brown, he was in the United States, and he had a layover in Chicago, and he met up with Chris Ann Hernandez at the Chicago airport. So that's another meetup that happened today, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
Chris Ann is cool.
Yeah, solid of the earth. She's great. You know,
I'm trying to get her daughter to go out with my son.
all right, yeah, that would be.
Come on, Chris Ann,
cool.
Let's do this.
Let's make this happen.
it's always great when the parents are doing the matchmaking.
Oh yeah, of course. We don't trust them to find their own, right?
That's right. we gotta be involved.
What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Right.
Exactly.
What's wrong with you people? Youth is wasted on the young. Youth is wasted on the young.
So props to you for being such a great father, though. Honestly, I mean, the way you talk about your kids, you know, you just light up and stuff, and I love that. You know, you have a lot of love for your family, your wife, and your sons.
I'm a 100% pure family man. It's all I ever wanted to be. Mm-hmm. It took me a little while to become a family, to become a dad and everything. You know, I'm in my 60th year here on this wonderful earth, and I don't regret anything. The only thing I might regret is not having my kids early.
Okay.
But you know, my sons before I got sick, my sons were my cigar smoking partners and my drinking buddy. You know,
I've seen that in some photos.
Yeah. My my youngest guy, my older guy, he won't touch any of that stuff. My younger guy has tattoos and everything that goes with it, you know.
Yeah.
But that's my guy. I mean, am I necessary? I mean, I have tattoos myself. Am I necessarily crazy about him having tattoos? You know, he looks like his mother, but he's his father's son. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You know. So
you've been to some Jets games together too, though, right?
Oh well, we in Florida. We go to. Wait a minute. Let me pull that Band-Aid off.
All right.
I had it covered.
Do you have to see them when they play Tampa Bay, or how does that work?
No, I don't. We just go to a local. We're members of the Palm Beach Jets Club.
All right.
They have an arrangement with a restaurant that has DirecTV, the NFL package, and they just show all the Jet games.
Okay.
But I go to see them when they play Miami. I'm only 68 miles away from there.
Okay.
And you know, I hated Tom Brady until they got to the Bucks.
Yeah.
And now he's like,
isn't it funny how that works? Yeah, isn't it funny how that works?
Get out of my division.
Right, yeah.
I don't care. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Isn't Tom Brady great? No, he's not great. And
it happens to a lot of us when we're, diehard fans, is that when there's a quarterback that's, on an opposing team, it's very natural for that to happen. I know I do that sometimes too. I do. Like, I respect and I totally like Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I do. But You know, it's like I'm a Broncos fan, all right, obviously because I've got a Broncos gear on, and it's like since Peyton Manning, they've been through like a carousel of quarterbacks, and I'm thinking he
Right.
just falls in the lap of the Chiefs like that. It's like just but anyway, but I get it.
Yeah, I get it. But what's happening is, I mean, we can go on this forever, but the defensive minds are starting to figure out Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I've seen that this year, right?
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
like my son Brandon is a walking statistician, and he lets me know just how bad our team is.
I'm as a guy who I'm from Utah, and I live probably I'm going to say maybe 75, 80 miles north of Provo, Utah, and so I didn't see any live games with Zach Wilson, but I watched many games with Zach Wilson, and so I'm rooting for the guy. And I watched him play a lot of games, and I think he's the real deal. He's going to struggle, but I hope he starts to show some better like tendencies. I think that
he's got to understand that his team wears the same jersey he wears.
Right.
He has to throw it to them.
Yeah, and the thing is he did pass. He's passing to some open guys, but I think he's just a smidgen late. And so he's making the
smidgen late, and he's running for his life, and
right.
Yada, yada.
It's not easy, but I hope the best for him. I wish the best for him. I do.
It's easier having kidney disease than watching that. It's much easier.
It's much easier.
At least there's something coming up, like a cure or something, or I can get a transplant. They're killing me, guys.
They're killing you right now.
Okay.
Hashtag Bengals, Shane.
Yeah.
And we got Philip. It looks like Philip's a Rams fan. They're doing really well right now as well, the Rams. So. Oh
yeah. Stafford was the answer.
All right. So Philip is saying here, as a quarterback coach, I can tell you 100% Patrick's football IQ is so much further ahead than these defensive coordinators. If they figure it out, it won't be for another 10 years. All right. So I think he's talking about Patrick Mahomes, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. So he's impressive.
In all fairness, I think I both kind of figured that out in Tampa.
Yeah.
But, they only scored like 9 points in the Super Bowl or something like that.
Right. That is what happened.
But let me ask you guys. Do you guys ever get questioned about why you do what you do?
Yes.
You do? What's your answer?
Well, there's the long answer, and then there's the short answer. The short answer is I do it because I have utmost compassion and empathy for what kidney disease patients go through. The long answer is that I've seen my sister-in-law, go through kidney disease. She's been transplanted, and she's had a transplant since May 25th, 2018. And so by proxy, I've seen some of what she's gone through, and then having campaigned for her, I felt like after she got a transplant, I couldn't just stand idly by, Lou. You know what I mean? It's like
I get it.
You know what I mean? It's I learned so many different things in regards to trying to help people, help her, that if I didn't continue, I just felt like God would be unhappy with me, like I'm not doing my part to help people. So I got to
tell you that if nobody ever tells you, I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
I totally appreciate. Shane, bro.
No, man.
You're the man, kid.
I appreciate it. Yeah. No, I mean, I do it because quite frankly, I enjoy it. I've been dealing with this. I had my first transplant when I was, 22 years old, and I got that kidney from my brother.
Yeah.
And just like with your, like what you're doing with your sister, when you said earlier, it's a hard ask. It is. It's a hard ask. But not only that,
You
it's
know,
hard
you
to,
know it.
it's hard to accept. It's very hard to accept. My brother always told me to quit thanking him because he said it's not needed. But to me, it was always needed to thank him for the 25 extra years that his kidney gave me on this earth. But no, I do it because number one, I enjoy it. But number two, I feel as God has led me to it. And that's the reason he put me on this earth, is to share my experiences to help other people. And that's why I do dialysis visits, and why I help people, you know, through advocacy and doing things like this. Because I see the need, and there's so many people out there that are lost and don't understand things, and don't even understand that there's still a community out there that it's where there's people that are come together and help you. And I like advocating and helping people. You know, I seen a lady comment on something today that has a son that's got kidney failure, and she's completely lost. So, you know, I hooked her up with Kidney Solutions with Kent Bressler and Jonathan, and then I got her in touch with Sam, with Mr. Kidney, to maybe do something, you know, an interview about her son's need for a kidney. And it's just, I don't know, man. I enjoy doing it, but I also feel the need that it has to be there. And I have that love and compassion for people that are going through the same thing as me. And I want everybody to get help and to get a kidney.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
And that's what I feel. I feel that in some small way, I'm being called for it. And, you know, I'm like, even, you know, every time I hear somebody's getting a kidney or whatever it is, I just get elated. You know, like, even, you know, I don't know if Jay has gone in and gotten his stuff going yet. I haven't seen him on TikTok in a while.
Yeah,
but,
I haven't either.
You know, so, you know, I wish all the best, but it's just, for me, I feel like it had to happen. I feel like I had to go through this to meet the people that I met. Like I said, it's just, you get a vibe, right? You get a good vibe with people, or you don't get such a good vibe. For me, my vibe is for me, right? If I want to share, I'll share. If I don't want to share, I'll still share. You know, there's just some things that I you know, like today with my meds and all that kind of stuff, I'd just rather not get into all of that, because, you know, it's, how can I say it? Everybody knows that there's meds involved. But the reason I don't share my meds is because they were prescribed to me. They may not work for somebody else, and I don't want it to be like, well, Lou said that he takes extra strength Excedrin, right? And I did it, and now my head hurts. You know, I don't know. You know,
that's totally fine. Yeah.
You know, I'm on like every other kidney patient, man. I'm on my binders. I'm on, you know, I'm on blood pressure meds, and I'm on all that kind of stuff. You know.
It's like you said earlier. Everybody's treatment's different, and we're all going to have different medications and different milligrams and different binders that we have to take, and everything is, you know, is specialized to us through our dietitian and our team.
No, it's totally fine.
Bottom line, man.
It's no problem.
Bottom line is, you have to trust your team. Okay, are you ready for this, guys? With life?
And I do.
No, God. Just take care of yourselves, man. Just take care of yourselves.
And I trust my dialysis team.
Yeah,
so
without a
like
doubt.
You do. You know, and you can see, I bet you felt bad for the people today at the center you were at with the care they're getting. It's just like, oh man, if these people only knew that they're so much better. I've seen that before. I've been to 3 different ones.
You sit and like there's that feeling of lost soul sitting in there, right? They're just passing the time to get their blood cleaned, and there's just no life. And like, I was sitting next to a gentleman today, and I said, "What are you in for?" You know, he looked at me and he just laughed. You know, he goes, "What are you in?"
Prison, yeah.
He goes, "What are you in for?" I said, "My kidneys sucks." "Is yours?" He goes,
"Yeah."
Not as bad as yours. Okay, good. We just started talking, and,
Yeah,
you know, but that's my story, guys, and I'm sticking to it.
I like
I
it. I
mean,
like it.
I'm gonna stay. There's there's nothing that's gonna stop me from being me or positive or whatever it is. Not every single day is like it's just
It's not
not.
that way. It's not real. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's not. It's unrealistic to think that there's a yin and a yang.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's a balance. That's a balance. It's a
Mm-hmm.
yin and a yang. That's all we can.
Just like
That's all we
you,
can
people
do.
don't see me on camera or doing TikToks and stuff when I'm having my bad days. They only see me on my good
Oh
days.
hell no. That's
So
right. That's
exactly.
the
I
only
don't.
Yeah.
side that I want to. That's the only side that
Exactly.
I want everybody to see. Because I
Yep.
never want somebody to go, uh,
For
wow,
him.
sorry, man, or you,
Yep.
you know,
Amen.
um,
Amen.
because I went through that 2 weeks of the woe is me stuff, and with the help of my wife, she's like, "Hey, listen, dude, you're you're on your knees. That's a great place to start. To come back. Let's go. Let's move it. Get up. Come on. You know." I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So I owe a
Wow.
lot to her.
You
I
got to
owe a
keep
lot
her.
to her.
Yeah. So I want to give
Um,
a just real quick, a shout out to Philip Harris Jones Jr. Um, he's a transplant recipient, and he started his own live streaming show, and it's called the Second Chance, if I'm not mistaken. So I
Lou
want
and
to
I are
thank.
both reading with our bifocals.
yeah.
Because I was
So
sitting here and then I looked at Lou and I'm
I'll
like, dude,
read it. Yeah,
we're both doing our bifocals here.
I've got
No,
contact lenses on. Yeah, so
these are not bifocals. They're binoculars.
binoculars.
There you go.
So Philip, he says right here, your statement is true, Lou, but the other side to it is uh, to to us as patients being proactive. Being proactive is very important, because if you don't fight for who do you think will, keep fighting, Lou. So
Thank you. I
it's
will.
a different perspective. I like that.
I will keep
Self
fighting. Thank you.
advocate. Yeah,
Thank you.
A second
really
chance.
good
Great,
guy.
great, great people over there with that and the Why Not organization. They do
Yes,
a lot of good
yes,
things for youth and stuff too. So
right.
good people.
And help me out. I apologize, Philip Harris Jones Jr., but it's Coach, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name that does
Tafaro,
this. Yes,
Tafaro Cook.
yes, right.
Yep.
Who does the Second Chance with Philip? Yeah, good people. Well, so Lou, again, I'm super happy we did this, because you not only are we going to get your information out there, so that if for whatever reason, I hope it doesn't happen and go south, but if for whatever reason things don't go forward with your sibling that's trying to help you, then by getting your information out there right now, with the information scrolling across the screen right here at the ticker, somebody may feel inspired to put their name out there and help you. And if that happens, then even if they can't donate to you directly, hopefully that person that's inspired by watching this today will
Donate
still
to somebody
continue
else.
forward. Right, exactly. Help somebody else. And then also what happens is that because of you talking about your journey, it can be inspirational to someone else who's going through their own personal journey. So there's a great inspiration from hearing your story for others that are going through it currently as well. And so I appreciate you coming on and giving us your smile and your Magic Johnson smile and and telling your journey. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. And all I can say to everybody out there is hang in. Just hang in. Help is coming. You know, um, Life isn't always happy, but it's going to be what you make it. You know, what you put into it is what you can get out of it. And being positive and uplifting is going to make you feel better. It's going to make the people around you feel better. And just spreading the love around is what it's all about. Listen, it takes a lot to frown, It takes like 190 million muscles to frown, but it only takes a couple to smile. So be positive. It takes less effort. You have to look for things to be upset about.
Yeah,
And I
you're
think
right.
as a kidney patient, I don't have to look very far to see something that's going to upset me. So I'd rather look in the other direction. That's just me, and I hope that my words can resonate and get a positive outlook.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And any shout
You're
outs?
welcome.
Any shout outs right now while we still have you on?
Sure. To my first lady, Bridget Marzan Ortiz, to my sister, Deborah Ann Ortiz, to Shane, to Dawn and Jimmy Bates, to
Yeah.
Edna, my kidney nurse, to the mad wife, who is a close friend of mine and also a nephrology nurse, to Jay, to there's just too many. There's just too many, but and to you as well. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for having me on and getting my message out.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Shell. I look, Don
Thank you,
Bates is
Shell.
chiming
Thank
in
you.
too with the Green Heart Squad. Love it, Don. Thank
There's
you.
Dawn. There's Dawn.
Yeah.
Yay. All
Thank
right.
you. All right. So thank you. Thank you for coming on. God bless you and your family. Thank you so much. And I'll
Shane.
Take care, man.
And the only thing that I would ask you to do is that if when you do get the call, Lou, like let's say for example things go through, and you do get a transplant, just hit me up in some way, whether it's on TikTok or Facebook or whatever.
Of course.
Let me know about it.
I'm gonna ask Dawn and Shane to get my information out. I'll reach out to them and to yourself, and like I always say, we'll figure it out. We'll go from there.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Lou.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
See you, buddy. Take care, man. God bless you, man.
Thank you.
All right, Shane, man, that was a great interview. Lou is so super positive, inspirational.
Very inspiring.
Yeah, it is. I mean, all that he's gone through. I mean, what a journey. His experience on the cruise and everything, and then, the support that his wife gives him, and just the love he has for his sons, his wife.
He's a great example to people that are going through something like this, because you can choose, and I say choose because we're talking about attitude, but you can either choose to feel bad about yourself or you can choose to be happy, and he's a prime example of the type of attitude that you want to have when you're going through something like this.
Absolutely.
You can't be walking through a store or walking through a mall, and you can't look at somebody and tell that they're in kidney failure or tell the type of things that they're going through, unless they're sad or in a wheelchair or they got, or they're just down. I don't want to portray that person, and he's that type of guy too, and it's just,
right.
But it goes a long way. I mean, the happier you are, you're going to be healthy. You're going to be happy and healthy.
It's
when
proven.
You're sad, you feel worse.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you're sick, you get sick. It's kind of, your brain controls a lot. So
it really does. You're right.
Yep.
Well, thank you, brother, for coming on and co-hosting with me. Great inspirational sort of story tonight. I absolutely will be watching this again. And I'm so excited that we did this because, again, just love to hear from Lou Ortiz and everything, man. Thank you.
Yep.
All right,
Appreciate
brother.
you having me on tonight, man. Thanks.
You're
so
welcome.
Much.
All right. God bless.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys, man. Shane Blanchard came on as a co-host. He rocked it. All right. Lou Ortiz, I can't say enough about this guy. Just great smile. Just has an aura. The positive mental attitude. He knows that there aren't always going to be great days, and he doesn't say that he's always going to have a good day. But despite the bad days and despite the sometimes not feeling well, all right, and sometimes the things that may not go right, he still tries to put forth the best attitude as possible. So many good things from him. So if you feel inspired by his story, like I have been tonight, please share this. All right. So that others may be equally inspired as we have been tonight. All right. So, man, thank you again for your shares. Thanks for tuning in. Philip Harris Jones Jr., Shell Allen, again, Shane Blanchard. Thank you. I'm going to give a special thank you to Don and Jimmy Bates. So happy that you met Lou Ortiz. And I want to say thank you to Steve Belcher. I want to say thank you to Jonathan Traylor for watching tonight, Jim Myers for watching and sharing, and anybody else who was tuning in but maybe didn't comment. Thanks for supporting our show. Hey, thank you, Philip Harris Jones Jr. Thank you, Philip. So if you, again, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And if you didn't comment, please leave a comment. Let me know how it inspired you, or let me know what about the show inspired you. And if you feel inspired, again, please share this so that others can be inspired. And especially if someone's inspired to actually donate, there is the Parrot Exchange program. All right. So thank you again. All right. Every single week, we're going to spotlight a person, all right, chronic disease warrior who's looking for a living donor. Today we did that, all right, for Lou Ortiz. All right, I'm so happy we did that. A great guy, all right, someone who loves his family dearly. And I'm so passionate about doing this. And I'm happy that he asked me that, because I do get that. I get asked that frequently. Some people think I'm a living donor, and that's why I do it. I have applied to be a living donor many times, but I've with my high blood pressure, I've been declined many times, and I love this work. It's gratifying because I love to bring hope to people. I love that I can help people smile, and that I can, if they're going through a bad day because of this disease, or they've had a bad dialysis treatment, that if they watch this, they get inspired and they have hope. That's gratifying. Hope is so powerful in any language. So let's continue to give people hope, people. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll tune in. I'll tune into other shows on the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. Friday, all right, we've got Uncle Jim. All right, we've got Uncle Jim on the Kidney Stories 2, and he's got some terrific guests. All right, they're called the Baseball Kidney Couple. I've interviewed this couple on the Warriors Quest show, so you're going to want to watch that on Friday night as well. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching again. Have a good night. I'm going to find that out. That outro. Where is it? All right, here we go. Outro. Boom.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.